So now this is a great story of Democratic incompetence. It's a story about how Vivek Murthy was nominated to be the next Surgeon General of the United States. Now, he's perfectly qualified. He's got a lot of great credentials as a doctor, and he should have had no problem. But he ran into some issues. Now, of course, the Republicans were complaining about him loudly, but as you'll see, it's really the problem of the Democrats in the end. So, first of all, the Republicans complained that he worked for a group called Doctors for America that actually supported Obamacare. Well, since Obama nominated him, that is fairly logical. It is unlikely that he would have worked for a group that was trying to defeat Obamacare and then get nominated for the post. Okay, so, but it doesn't matter. They're like, how dare you appoint somebody that was on your side? Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, as you'll see, the real problem is the Democrats. So the Republicans make that claim. But his nomination was not in dire straits at that point. And then came up a second issue. As Huffington Post explains here, although Murthy clearly cleared the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee in February, controversy erupted in March when Republicans seized on a tweet he posted criticizing the National Rifle Association. Oh, he sent out a tweet about guns. How dare you? He's the Surgeon General. What does that have to do with anything? Why is the NRA getting involved in this mess? That's crazy. But they're so strong that they got the Republicans and a lot of Democrats to say, whoa, 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 whoa. That tweet about guns we are not happy about, so we might not make you the Surgeon General. But then the Ebola crisis happened, and we need a Surgeon General. So here's Senator Chris Murphy, who is a Democrat of Connecticut, and he made this point. It doesn't get much more important these days than making sure that America has a doctor on call to be able to lead this nation's public health conversation. You just have to look at the chaos across the country that was wrought by the Ebola threat that did not match in reality what it was portrayed to be on television to understand why we need a Surgeon General. Okay, finally, somebody's making that argument. Now, I say finally because he didn't make that argument in the middle of the Ebola crisis. He didn't make that argument before the elections. They waited till after the elections and after the crisis had passed to make that argument. Why? Why would you do that? As they are attacking him for nonsensical things, why wouldn't you fight back when you've got the facts on your side and you can say in the middle of a so-called crisis at the time, why are the Republicans holding up the Surgeon General? They're making the crisis so much worse. Isn't that so easy? Well, here's the answer. Because there was 10 Democrats in red states, largely, who said, oh, no. We're going to try to out-Republican the Republicans. So we're going to say that the NRA is right about everything, no matter how stupid it is, and we're secretly also with them in holding up the nomination. See, the problem is this fifth column. Now, most of them lost anyway in the election. Their strategy was proven to be asinine. I said it ahead of time, and I was right about that. Guys like Mark Begich running campaigns saying, oh, I vote with Lisa Murkowski, the Republican, all the time. And then Lisa Murkowski said, you're a Democrat, piss off. And it was embarrassing. And then you had Alison London Grimes in Kentucky saying, I'm not going to tell you whether I voted for Obama. You had Mark Pryor in Arkansas talking about, I believe in small government, I'll crush the EPA. Well, then why would they vote for you? Why wouldn't they just vote for the real Republican, right? So they don't even make their own case because they're worried about these corporatist, centrist, in reality, right-wing, sad, pathetic Democrats trying to pretend to be Republicans. So that's why the Surgeon General didn't get confirmed, because it was actually those 10 Democrats that were holding it up. Now that the elections are over and a lot of those guys lost, turns out finally he might get confirmed, because Mark Pryor, after losing, was like, oh well, that stupid shit didn't work. Okay, fine, yeah, I'll vote yes now that it doesn't matter, right? And John Tester, who's good on a lot of issues, but was among the 10 who was holding this up, all of a sudden thinks, oh, after the election, not so bad, maybe we confirm him. And then Mark Begich, the guy who tried to run as a Republican in Alaska, was such a foolish thing. It was such a winnable race that he lost narrowly. He now all of a sudden has turned around too. And they said, well, wasn't the problem the NRA? He says, no, quote, my concern wasn't on guns. My concern was his experience and knowledge and the work that he would be required to do. Come on, dude, stop embarrassing yourself. Of course it was about guns. So the good news here is, since a lot of these guys lost, and now the rest of their career is irrelevant, they'll probably confirm Vivek Murthy. But it's not about him. It's about the Democratic Party and why they always lose. So they always say they need those corporatist right-wing Democrats. No, oftentimes those guys lead the whole party into a loss because you can't criticize the Republicans because those Democrats agree with them. They're a cancer to progressives. So I'm not too unhappy that they've been cleared out of the Senate.